Bookstore. It's located at 6 Plimpton Street here in Harvard Square. And as you can see, we're getting ready for graduation as the graduates walk by with their caps and their gowns. The Grolier was founded in 1927. This year, we are celebrating all year their 90th anniversary. Here are some more graduates as we enter the little bookstore. And here we go. Mr. Menkiti, how are you?
Hi, Denise.
I want to introduce my friends to you out there in Facebook land. This is Professor Menkiti. He is a philosopher, a professor, a poet, and a gentleman. And he's going to tell us all about what's going on here in the Grolier Poetry Bookstore. How are you, dear?
I'm good, Denise.
Yeah.
I'm good, very good. Yeah. You know, we're having our 90th anniversary celebrations for this historic place. Small place, but a lot of history.
Yes.
90 years is a long time, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us, who's been through here?
Oh my God. A lot of interesting and good people. T.S.
Yeah.
Eliot, E.E. Cummings, Robert Lowell, Elizabeth Bishop, Greeley, you name it. You know, there's just a lot of history behind this place. David Ferry, of course, Frank Bidat, Robert Pinsky. There's a lot of good people. Jory Graham, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a small place, but a lot of history, and it's a lot of work. But it's good. It's a wonderful. It's a labor of love to do.
And how long have you been doing this, Mr. Menkiti?
12 years.
Yeah.
I took over in 2006.
Wow.
2006, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's a very special place.
Can I just take a quick look around? You can stay right there. Won't take much because here you can see there's this little tiny bookstore with shelves that go all the way up to the ceiling. And there's our friend Francine. And here we are. And we are back at the front door at number 6. So it's really, what's the square footage here? It must be, what, 300? 400? Yeah.
We love to get poets from all over.
Yes.
And I love this idea of the songs that the nations sing, you know?
Yes.
It's just not just the requirement, but the specificities of these songs that these nations sing.
Yes.
Poetry is a music thing, you know?
Yes.
It's a music thing, you know? So
this
we
is
like
really
to get these cultures of the world to connect with each other, you know? The time of joy, time of sorrow, people always find poetry, you know?
Yes.
I don't know what else to say. I grew up in Onitsha, and that's a very special place, you know. And, got involved with poetry when I came to this country, and it's just been very special for me.
Yeah.
You know, I did some work on Ezra Pound way back, almost 60 years ago, and then went on to train in philosophy and taught at Wellesley for 41 years before retiring. But,
and this is the labor of love.
it's a labor of love. It's a labor of love, you know. Talking about the music that the nation, the songs of the poetry, for me, you don't have to go up to the mountain to fetch this thing. All the ordinary languages of the human tribes of the world, they are song infested.
So recently you were honored at the Harvard Square Business Association's breakfast, and you recited a poem. Can you do that again?
Oh yeah, before I come on soil, that's kind of my own offering to the world in terms of using the arts and poetry to do some work, you know. And in writing with that intention, it's just something that came from the heart.
Yes.
It's called Before I Come on Soil. Let this then be your understanding, you sons and daughters of the ancient stars, that your home reaches beyond the earth, which is your home. May you go forth across the land, and with the movement of flutes, celebrate the blessings which the gods have given you. May you catch the shifting of the light at the tip of the flute's tongue, and may you ask of the darkness that it remain with you, lest the light lose sight of whence it came. Oh yes, I have heard sung the power of which was not of the world, though the singer of it was in the world. And I have called out to you, children of an undivided earth, that you join your hands together and be of one accord before a common soil, lest the rivers cease to water the land, lest the voices of the singers be forever stilled. Oh yes, I have heard sung the power of which was not of the world, though the singer of it was in the world. There was a poem, it was the offering.
And it said, reach out your hand,
Thank
right?
you,
So here we
thank
are.
you,
We've reached
thank
out
you.
our
We
hand.
found our hands together.
Yeah.
You know, because I've always felt that we fight like little chickens in the barnyard when we're made for glory. You look at the night sky and see those stars, and you say, what all these little fights, what do they mean, you know? When we're made for glory, we fight for nothing.
Yes.
So that was really my offering. And the poem has been read across the globe at the Dylan Thomas Boathouse in Swansea, Wales, Rebro, Sweden, in South Africa, with Witwatersrand University, where Mandela got his bar.
Beautiful.
So, it's a message for the world and for me too, for our world.
Mm-hmm. So can I bother Francine for just a moment and tell us about the event that's happening in a couple of weeks that we can all sort of come and celebrate the 90th anniversary of the Grolier?
Well, it's really exciting. We have 8 hours of programming, starting with a children's hour. Several programs. We have Jim Verbal, who's performing John Berryman's Dream Songs. And we have Michael Mack, hearing voices speaking in tongues. We have Grolier poetry press books that Ifani has published that we'll be highlighting. And we'll be showcasing a lot of future events. Mm-hmm. We have countless poets. I couldn't name them all. But the lineup starts with David Ferry, Kathleen Spivak, Lloyd Schwartz, and several others.
And you're going to have some food.
Grafton Street is a sponsor and vendor,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a delicious menu with patty melts and veggie patties, hot dogs for the children's hour, fruit roll-ups, beer, wine, and soft drinks.
Sounds wonderful. And it starts at what time?
12 noon,
And it goes until 8 o'clock.
8 in the evening.
And you've closed Plimpton Street for the day.
Yes, we have.
So people can come, and throughout the day they can come into this little tiny bookshop and buy something. How's that? We want them to buy some poetry books. I think that's
Yes.
important. And how can people find out more about the event?
They can go to our website. From the home page, they can link to the program for the event. And what a lot of people might not know about the Grolier is that since Ifani took over, we're a nonprofit. Mm-hmm. And this change was necessary because of the shift in dynamics in the business landscape. So we have events and we can fundraise, and we really need people's support, both through attendance and buying books here.
Excellent. All right. Any last words before we say goodbye?
Well, my last word is to have us use the power of poetry and the arts to move this world along. Globalization of the money market, that's fine, but the symbolism of the richness of the human spirit, the dignity of all of us, it has to start from below. It's the arts and people of goodwill that have got to symbolize this thing from the ground up. The politicians are not going to do it. Businesses are useful, but the global markets are not necessarily going to do it. We got to take possession of this incredible resource and gift of the human spirit and move it along through the power of poetry, through the power of the arts. Okay, that's all.
Thank you, Maikidi. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Denise. Very much.